Ulster Minor Club Hurling Cup final took place at Ballinascreen today. It was a huge day for all connected with the Sean McCool's club, but it ended in defeat. The final score there was Sean McCool's 4 points, Rui Oaks 3-17. An uphill task for the young hurlers in McCool's today, but what a year. Now, what a year for local athletics. Delighted to say we will be talking to Patsy McGonigal very, very shortly indeed. We're going to begin with Conor Kelly. Back in August, a young 18-year-old became the European under-20 400 metre champion in Finland. Patsy McGonigal, a huge highlight from the world of athletics, young Conor Kelly.
Yes, indeed it was, Kieran, and good afternoon to you and to all the people involved in Highland Radio Sport. It was a great year, and I mean, he was breaking records at 17 years of age. You know, earlier that season, of course, he had set a new national record and a new Donegal record in the 400 metres at 45 odd to win the national senior championship back in March. And as you say, on that particular day, 45.83 in Finland. And he was a very, very, very impressive European champion. It was a big step up from him from the under-18s the previous year. So really, really seriously. And he repeatedly set new national records at under-20 level right through the season. And indeed, Kieran, not only that, but towards the end of the season, of course, when he did take up a scholarship at the University of Texas in Austin, he went to the World Championships and part of that relay team, senior team, of course. And then towards the end of the season, he became the Irish National Under-20 Athlete of the Year. So it's been an unbelievable season for him, and he has settled well in the States. So he's an exciting prospect for Irish, not only for Donegal and Finn Valley Athletics, but for Irish athletics going forward, really.
Patsy, after his European gold in Finland, he caught up with me in Highland Radio Sunday Sport, and he said the hard work was only just starting, as he has ambitions of winning more medals at senior level.
I'm still in shock. I can't believe it. It's like the best feeling ever. I've worked for this for so long. The last year, ever since that bronze in Banska, I've kind of been hurting, so this one meant a lot. I don't know what it is. There's just like a self-belief always, even when I probably shouldn't have it, that I'm going to succeed. And I feel like that plays a big role in the successes. The work doesn't stop here. There's so many European gold medalists who fade away and don't become great. Now's when the work starts. Now's when I have to make the next step, the next jump to the next level, which is going to be seniors.
Now is when the work starts, Chris Ashmore. So a good attitude from the young athlete.
Yes, and I'm sure Patsy will agree that, you know, Patsy, every now and again you come across somebody who has that something extra, that's something special. He's a confident individual, and he is setting his sights ahead already of possibly greater things to come.
Yes, and it possibly will be a slow burner in the sense of world athletics. But this year for him, his target has to be the World Championships under-20, which are being held in Oregon and Portland way in the summer. And, he'll build in towards that. And we'll get an idea as time goes on, and we'll just keep calm about it all. But you put your finger on it. He's got the confidence, he's got the physique, he's got the attitude, and he's got everything. And as you say, you don't get too many of these guys coming along, so we'll be very, very interested in this particular phase of his life now in the States. He found it difficult, of course, at the beginning. He was homesick and so on. He's now settled pretty well. I was talking to him at the St. Stephen's Day race at the Finn Valley on the last day there, and he's well settled in, and just look, we've got to be positive for him, but he's certainly positive for himself.
And of course, he was crowned the Under-20 Athlete of the Year at the National Athletic Awards, and certainly somebody we will be watching closely in the years to come. So many big occasions throughout the year, Patsy, and another one that really stands out, Katrina Jennings of Letterkenny Athletic Club, early November, breaking that women's 100-mile world record. Quite a feat in Illinois. And, when you tell people 12 hours, 37 minutes and 4 seconds, people who who are interested in the numbers and the finer aspects of it, that was, in one word, quite staggering.
Yes, it was, and again, at the back end of a season in which she was breaking records throughout the season. That particular performance at 12:37, 41, I think it was, or 0.4, was in Illinois, of course, and she beat the previous record by as much as five minutes, which is pretty serious running, and she is ideally tuned to be an ultra runner. Through this season, of course, she did break the Irish 50k record. She did break the 100k record. She did 7 hours 43 for that, and she was showing good form. But getting there, doing the business, breaking a record over 100 that was mild, we thought possibly wasn't on, because the girl who held that record was held in serious high esteem. Camilla Harn was her name, from an American athlete. So yes, brilliant ultra runner. She was then, of course, nominated, and she did get the award as the Ultra Runner of the Year in Ireland, back as you would expect. And she's basing all of this going way back to the 2012 Olympics, where she ran 2:36.17 to make that qualifying team, for the Olympics, for the marathon on the Mall, finishing on the Mall in London, and then she built from a marathon base over a period of years into ultra running. So it's been a great story, and she was a girl who probably started in cycling and swimming and triathlon, and did so many sports in her younger age, as did her sister. So Sinead. So an interesting process of development, but it all came good on that particular day in Illinois, and she now is the world record holder over 100. But she has some serious other performances in ultra running. She finished in the top 10 in the Comrades Marathon in South Africa, which is a big litmus test for ultra runners, and indeed other top events. So she had a great year, yes indeed, and breaking the record was a big deal.
Well, speaking to Highland Radio's Mark Gallagher after breaking the record, Katrina said she knew very early on in the race that the world record was within her reach.
Well, I know it sounds kind of crazy, but I knew from like the first mile that I felt brilliant, and I knew I was going to have a good day, because I generally know very early in the race how I feel. And although there was a huge unknown, of course, with this one, I did know that I felt brilliant, and my training had gone just so well. And even I had been sick 2 weeks out, which meant that I had basically had to take a full week off running. But then the week leading in, I was just doing my usual taper. But at the same time, any time I went to run, I felt amazing, and I was really just trying to slow myself down more than anything. So the second the race started and I was running the first mile, I just knew I was feeling really strong. And then I suppose fast forward, I was almost really looking forward to getting to the 50 miles, because that was halfway, and I felt like the first half of the race was almost irrelevant, because you just had to be so patient and kind of disciplined on your pacing for that part. But once I got into the second 50 mile, I was like, well, now the race kind of really starts, because this is the kind of unknown territory as well. But I still remained really confident throughout that. And when I went through the kind of start finish line for the last time before the finish itself, I was at the 76 mile mark, so I had 24 miles to go. And in that section, you went up, there was a 9 mile incline, a very gradual incline, but it was still a climb. So I figured if I can get to the turnaround here, which was 12 miles later, within the, and still on kind of relative target, that I would definitely come down the hill and do it. So I was once I got to that 12-mile turnaround, or 12 miles from home, I was starting to get more confident that it was definitely, that it was on the cards and it would happen.
Katrina Jennings there, a quite remarkable athlete. Patsy, so many highlights during the year from a local and indeed from a Donegal and Northwest and national perspective. Another person who had a year to remember, Erin Friel, winning the 400 metres bronze medal at the European Youth Olympics in Macedonia. you know, to qualify is one thing. To get a medal at that level, she had a personal best 54.04, something she will always remember.
Absolutely, and it was an exciting process too. You know, going through the heats, and she did look well, and she did look like she could do that. And then the big test was, could she hold it all together for the final? And of course she did. That was the EYOF, a bronze medal at that level is a great step up. And then, you know, you've got to build on that, and that's a beginning. It's into a world where you're noted, where you're profiled, and where you've got to deal with that, and then you've just got to move on. And not only that, you know, she set Donegal and Irish under-18 records right through the season. It was a great season for her, both right through from the indoor, right through to the outdoor. So, you know, and then she set a national under-20 record in through that season as well. So yes, really, you know, for the Manor girl, it was a great season, and a great impetus for her coach and confidence booster for not only her but for her coach and for the group that she trains with there in Letterkenny. And you know, it profiled the group, it profiled her, and it was very positive. And she was offered a US scholarship then towards the end of the season. She's a final year student right now at Loreto. So her life is only beginning as an athlete at a certain level, but a good level, and a good strong level, and a good strong performance, and mentally handled that final in that EYOF 400 meters story very, very, very well.
Well, talking to Oisín Kelly in the aftermath of winning that bronze, Erin told Oisín that she just wanted to run her own race and see where she ended up.
I still can't believe it. It's just the best feeling ever to be coming away from here with a medal. Everyone was asking me my goals going out, and I just said my goal was to make the final. So that was the first step, but I knew myself my goal was to come away with a medal. I woke up every morning since the day I got the standard and thought about winning a medal. And to have come out here and done that is just, I can't believe it. The race was a good race, but it was tough. I think when I hit about 150 to go was where I started feeling it, felt the burn in my legs. But all I could think about was my coach, Catherine, telling me to drive my arms. And I did. And even though I could feel nothing, I was driving them as hard as I could. But I knew going into the final, as soon as I made the final, I didn't want to know anyone else's times. I didn't want to know anything about them. I just wanted to go out and run my own race because I knew it was going to be a stacked final. So I didn't think there was any point. I just wanted to go out and run my own race, and I think that's exactly what I did.
Well, what a year it's been for Erin Friel. And for Mark English, Patsy, we couldn't have a review of the year without mentioning Mark. His career has gone on for so long, and he has kept achieving wonderful things. Of course, winning that bronze medal at the European Indoor Championships in the Netherlands back in March. That was sort of the beginning. And Mark, as always, really coming up with the goods.
Well, absolutely. I mean, it was a record-breaking year for Mark, and best ever in every respect. A brilliant year, an absolutely brilliant year at 32 years of age, and he really astounded everybody. And he worked so hard for it. I mean, he did change the relativity of his training, and it worked for him. And his confidence grew as the season emerged. You know, and I mean, he had Bidgosh, for example, 1:44.34. That was a new Irish record. We were very, very excited about that. But sure, then a few days later, he went to Hengelo and ran 1:43.92. No Irish athlete had ever gone sub 1:44. Then in Budapest, in a major continental meet, he did a 1:43.37. So it was building right through the summer on that indoor performance. As you say, Chris, Appledorn, he got his fifth European championship medal, a bronze medal on that occasion in Appledorn, and you know, a great performance there as well. And only himself, Mark English, and Sonia O'Sullivan have won major championship medals. They're the only two Irish athletes ever to win 5 major championship medals. So it was it was just a record-breaking, brilliant year. And just to solidify that, he won his 10th Irish outdoor title in Santry that particular day as well, before heading off to the World Championships. So, look, there was so much in that championship year. There was so much positivity. There was so much confidence built, and he was in Diamond Leagues, and he was coping extremely well with the best athletes in the world. So it was a very, very, very positive season for Mark English.
And not for the first time, he did have injury issues as well. But, you know, that's unfortunately part and parcel at that level for so many.
Well, absolutely. You're just going to say that, that's the name of the game. You're on the fringe all the time. You're on the edge all the time. You're pushing the limits all the time. And injury is part of the game. Just sent a message to one of the other athletes the last day. They're saying, look, this is part of one of the things you've got to deal with. And Mark is well and truly able to deal with anything you can throw at him, and he'll come out the other end. He'll get the head around it, and he'll work it, and he'll get the answer, and he'll find the support, and he did that. Now this year has been different for him as well in terms of the intensity of his training. He's been at altitude quite a lot. He's been in the Sierra Nevada mountains, a month at a time. It's a lonely existence, but it just showed the nature and the determination and the intensity and the preparation that he was prepared to do. It's a lonely world in the mountains, far from home, far from everybody, training environments, and he handled it extremely well. He did have his dad for company for a period at one time, but it was testing, but he dealt with it extremely well, as you would expect, and it all worked out very, very well for him. He has in recent days just returned from altitude once again, and now he's on to a new season, onto a new challenge. The World Indoors are on this year in March, and then on to the European Championships in Birmingham. So it's the excitement continues.
And finally, and briefly, Patsy, just as we wrap things up in a couple of minutes, as we look here in Donegal, so many successes at underage level as well. I don't like to use the word conveyor belt, but there are a lot of young, talented athletes in this part of the world coming through, and it augurs well for the future.
Yes, and indeed, I just listed a few athletes. I mean, I just listed people like Harry Michael Wayne, who ran a 10.7700 from Letterkenny Athletic Club. He looks like he could develop to be the next 100-meter, 200-meter combo runner that we produce out of here. We had Oisin O'Gallen, based in the States, a young Balbafay lad who was breaking records all over the place, who ran 13.41 at one stage over 5,000 metres, and ran 10K for Ireland internationally. There was Lauren Callaghan from Killygordon, who won both the national indoor and the outdoor long jump titles, and broke the Donegal record, and had a 6:25, which was really, really impressive jumping. And she did that in France. And then beyond that, you had Arlene Crossan. She went to the European Championships, the Finn Valley girl, and she broke the Donegal record, of course, indoors. And John Kelly was back in action, now based in Sweden, of course. And it's exciting to have him back, because he was a 20-meter plus thrower at his best, and then got injured, but is now back from injury, and home for Christmas, now back to Sweden again, and got married during the season. So he's ready to rock and roll come this new 2026 season. Of course, there's no report about Donegal underage or developing athletics without Keelan McFadden. Keelan, he won at indoor nationals at his age category. He won at outdoor. He won cross country, and he's just been a great example of somebody holding the focus right through from rope running as a youngster, really. And the young Cranford lad, we wish him well. He's going to Villanova University at the end of this outdoor season, so we'll be keeping a good eye on him, and we'll be really wishing him well. And there's Kiva Gallen from Lifford, of course. She won the Irish schools, both the hammer and the shot, and both her sister Adrian and her have been in the news right through the season. And there was Roisin Flanagan, now based in the States, comes home and goes back train at altitude in the States. And the Finn Valley girl, she won the national indoor 3,000 metres. So the list goes on and on, Chris, and there are many names you could add to that page. And we have to continue to get excited, and we have to be enthusiastic about the development of the sport here in Donegal.
Well, as always, Patsy, our thanks for all your contributions during the year, and we are already looking forward to 2026 and what hopefully will be another great year on the athletics front. Many thanks for joining us this afternoon, Patsy.
Thank you, Chris. Bye-bye.
Well, slightly later than normal, we're going to go for the news headlines.